This is In Depth. Just how serious is the addiction problem in our tri-state region? As we reported, a former counselor at an addiction treatment center was arrested for dealing drugs to clients. Well, if that doesn't get our attention, what will? Well, joining me tonight is Lisa Seif. She is a psychotherapist and nationally licensed in addiction counseling. And Lisa, you have been doing good against this problem since 1982. We'll make comparisons, but there is hope. Let's just start out, hopefully on a positive note here, as far as treatment goes.
Oh, there's excellent treatment here. Judge Trachman started the treatment courts in 2000, and that's helped literally hundreds of people get into long-term recovery and remission. You've got Youth First doing the prevention work in the schools, working with the students and their families. You've got the Seven Sisters. You've got Stepping Stone that has a full array of services. This unfortunate situation, Brad, in my 40 years, I've never seen anything like that. That, to me, was a slap in the face for us that have come a long way in the stigma, that are professional, that do have integrity, that do have patient care and agency reputation in our foremost mind. To see someone betray that trust was disheartening.
That's more of an anomaly, and not, you don't think that is it. Okay, with that being said, though, being a therapist and trying to help people with this huge problem, addiction is just not, you know, I've got a problem, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That has to put a lot of pressure on people like you who have to deal with that, with so many different people who are victims in this crisis.
Right. Yes, and then there's so many layers that go with it of prejudice and discrimination. But we've come a long way since Nixon's declared the war on drugs, but now we know it's the #1 health crisis in our country in dealing with mental health and substance use disorders. So there's more people watching now, there's more people more sensitive to this now, but we're still hurt by the stigma, and those of us in the trenches that are trying to help have a lot of denial with people to try to get through so they can admit they even have a problem.
Right, and this problem is a medical in many ways.
It is medical.
Okay, so you made the statement earlier when we were talking. It's made its way to the dinner table. You can talk about that now like you talk about, well, heart disease, cancer, kidney disease,
diabetes,
yes, and on down the line. And we talked about a few years ago Austin Eubanks. He was the Columbine school survivor, the massacre in the Denver area. Tragedy, of course. He got clean and straight. He came to Evansville, talked to students.
Yeah.
He was 29 years old. It took him about 11 years. He got addicted to opioids, but he was prescribed those because he was wounded in the attack. When he came here, I thought, okay, here's a man now in his 30s. He's made it. He's clean. He's sober. All is going to be well. About 5 months later, I read on the internet, he overdosed and he died. How did that hit you when you heard a story like that?
And we know more about mental health and substance use disorders than we've ever known, but we're in the middle of an opioid epidemic. So what are we missing? What happened to him? Well, science has taught us a lot. Culture has taught us a lot. Experience has taught us a lot. Treatment is usually stabilization. You go into cancer treatment, diabetes treatment, you stabilize them, give them the treatment plan, and then they have to go follow it, right?
Right.
Well, you have somebody with an alcohol use disorder that's told 100% abstinence is the only way they're gonna be able to do okay, or somebody with an opioid. It's hard to really help them pass the stabilization period, see that this is a chronic, lifelong disease, and that the best you're going to get is a day at a time to stay in remission.
Lisa, let's go back to 1982. There was something that really galvanized you into, I want to stop this problem, but you had to overcome something.
Yeah, I'd always wanted to be a lawyer, so I always was concerned with justice. Got into recovery myself through mutual help. So that's the other thing to say, and it's free. This is costing us billions of dollars. Mutual help is free. I went through treatment and got into a mutual help recovery support group here in Evansville. There's 200 of them now in our tri-state a week. And I got very involved, and I was taught that this is a long-term process, not just a diet. It's not just a short-term treatment did it, you're good now. You have a long-term disease that will need to stay in remission, and here's how people treat it. And I was willing to do that, and then decided to get in as a helper.
And
you know, as a...
Lisa, one last question. I've got about
Sure.
30 seconds here. I'll try to make this brief. I'm sure you have probably, in these later years, have met a young woman who is having a problem. When you see that young woman, do you see yourself perhaps
Sure.
40 years ago?
Sure, and I see every mother and father and husband and wife and child and employer. Sure. Sure. Betty Ford did so much for my generation, but a man that's a drunk is still called a man. A woman that's a drunk's called everything but a woman.
Well, we have a long way to go, but there's been tremendous progress made.
Such good treatment and people here, Brad. Please don't let this one situation taint us.
Lisa, thank you so much for giving
Thank
us
you.
your perspective, and stay safe.
Thanks for bringing us out here.
All right.